Hey. Hi. Hey. Welcome to the show. Welcome in. My my name my I name I name my name. Why? Hi guys. Welcome in. Hey, listen. We had a birthday redeem already. We already had somebody who's on a birthday redeem. El Mufinio. Here's a birthday redeem for you, El Mufinio.
You could be a birthday baddie too. A very happy baddie birthday to you.
I got lunch. Anyway, hey guys. Welcome to stream. I hope you're excited. I hope you're happy to be here. Welcome in. 219-327-8005 is the phone number if you think you can handle a fat black leftist in a debate. Why don't you do me a favor? Pick up the phone and call me. We can talk about any topics on the board. And in fact, I might even add a topic today. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna add a sixth topic. And that sixth topic is gonna be pro-choice, baby. All 9 months. All 9 months, ho. Yeah, how that feel, ho? Anyway, welcome in, guys, welcome in. I hope we had a good Thursday. I didn't see you yesterday, so I hope you all had a good Thursday. If you had a bad Thursday, well, fucking suck it up, bro. Suck it up. Do I make an irresponsible financial decision and buy a MacBook? I actually need one for travel editing and stuff like that. But do I make a completely irresponsible decision and buy a MacBook? I don't know what the best one is for my needs. I got a cheeseburger. Anyway, hey, why don't you pick up that phone? I have a couple questions. If you're conservative, why? What specifically are you conserving? What are your goals for the country? What do you want to see? Who do you be? Who do you be? Do you be food? Do you be food? Do you be food? So call in. Call in 219-327-8005. That number again, let me tell it to you. 219-327-8005. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Call-in screener Pillow is standing by. Hey, let's give a quick shout out to the people who are first in stream today. It was Pillow, Yemye, and Ferocity, but that doesn't, I don't think, okay, Pillow and Yemye, you cheated because you knew I was going live because I told you in the mod chat. So I feel like this isn't fair. I feel like it's not fair that you scored the first. That's all I'm gonna say. Ray Reborn, thank you so much for resubscribing for 2 months at tier 1. Zoe Starwind, thank you for resubscribing with Amazon Prime. You've been here 10 months. Hey guys, did you know subscribing on Twitch helps me? It helps me? It does. Did you know that? I don't think you knew that. I don't think you knew that. I don't think you knew that subscribing helps me. So, if you want to subscribe on Twitch or gift a sub, hey, I might just flirt with you in the comments. You know, Daddy loves a subscription. The most unattractive thing I've ever done. Have you seen the White House's use of Nintendo game footage to promote their agenda? No, but send it to me. Listen, Pillow, if you can hear me, we need a section in the chat, in the Discord, for people to send me stuff to react to. So can you make a channel that's like, Jovan, react to this on stream? So then people can send me stuff. Nikita Randall, thank you so much for resubscribing for 6 months. And thank you for being here for 15 over on Twitch. Mealy Bun, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs to the community. That's amazing. Thank you. Are super chats only a YouTube thing? Yes, super chats are a YouTube only. And when you super chat, I do read your message. JP Bishy, thank you for becoming a tier 1 member on YouTube. Happy birthday, El Nino. Birds are dinosaurs. No, they're not. They're birds. They're birds. Stop that. Lady Pitero, thank you so much for giving 1 gifted sub to the Twitch community. Thank you so much. G Mod Audits, thank you for subscribing for 1 month at tier 1. Firehawk, thank you for resubscribing for 5 months. You've been here for 40 at this point, Firehawk? Jesus. Big fan. Sleepy Witch, thank you for the 1 gifted sub over on Twitch. Shout out to you. Guys, if you're a subscriber on Twitch or a member on YouTube, you get access to our Discord. So come to Discord and hang out with us. Yazra, thank you so much for resubscribing for 1 month at tier 1. Maybe you guys can convince Pillow to do a movie night tonight. Oh, actually, I might be able to be there if we do a movie night tonight. Should we do a movie night tonight? Okay, I gotta send it now. Do you know it's not a duck-billed platypus? It's really a platypus-billed duck. The duck is millions of years younger than the platypus. Stop. Foxy Grandpa, thank you for resubscribing with Prime. You've been here for 21 months. Congratulations. Pythia Louise, thank you for resubscribing with Prime. You've been here 8 months. Congratulations. People are filtering in, but I got somebody sent. Okay, so this is the White House. Oh, I did. Wait, sorry. I did watch this video, but let's watch it on stream really quickly. I did watch this. Where is my sources? Oh, that's right. I wouldn't have done that. What? PC game capture, console, PC game capture, but sources has its own. There we go. Oh, brother, my brother. Before we take a call, let's watch this fucking White House Wii video. Oh, this Nintendo video. Operation Epic Fury. First of all, LOL, guys. Look at all these people that are dying. LOL. LOL. LOL, just can't. JK. LOL. LOL, war crimes. Ha ha ha. Guys, we're so pro-life, we made a joke video about all the people we're killing. But I promise you, we're pro-life. We're pro-life, guys. We're so pro-life. Which was the school of 150 girls? No, exactly. And you know what's crazier? It's now been confirmed that we are the ones who blew up the school. It's now been 100% confirmed. A literal 100% confirmation. We blew up the schools. So, Keep that shit in fucking mind, bro. It's on us. We got some super chats. Let's peep them real quick. Which means it's time for
God, Jovan. Super chat from Maya Monday said, Real talk, Jovan, your content and community has been a massive positive to my life. Thank you so much, Maya. That is so kind of you. We love the positivity over here, and I'm glad we could provide that to you. From Gamer Geek. Gamer Geek, thank you for the super chat. Said, watch One Piece. I've tried. It's not my thing. Wait, do I kind of sound like Darth Vader? Your lack of faith is disturbing. Lackety's nuts. Lackety's nuts! From the Behold Network said, have we talked about NSPM 7 on stream? I don't think I heard people on the line talk about it. It's pretty fucking significant. I don't know what that means. So you tell me.
Anyway, thank you guys for the super chats. All right, should we take a call? Should we take a call? Let me get one more bite of this fucking burger. I was gonna go to call in the studio, but I forgot I already have it open. All right, who's ready to take a call? All right. Coming up first to the show today, we have Arthur. Arthur wants to talk about abortion. Arthur, if you can hear me, I'm going to need your age and pronouns, please.
Hey, what's up, man? My age is 33, and my pronouns are he, him.
Okay, now Arthur is calling to talk about abortion. Arthur, I am pro-choice. Are you pro-life, and if so, why?
I am pro-life, and the main reason I'm pro-life is because of like how fraudulent the medical industry is, really. You know, these last few years has been pretty eye-opening. How much garbage and lies they've really been telling the public. You know, like a lot of the stuff they supposedly do to really help us is really just keeping us sick, if anything. And that's just the beginning, right? Because we're talking about
How is
abortion.
abortion just keeping people sick?
Exactly. That's where I'm going, right? And that's just the beginning of it, because we're talking about abortion right now, right? So,
Arthur, can you be a little? Can you? Okay, can you land the plane? Can we just like get to the main reason you're? I don't care about your distrust in the medical community, right? I don't have that same distrust. I think it's built around conspiracy.
No, I understand. But
What's the reason you think abortion is bad?
You asked me why, right? And the reason why I'm pro-life is because I don't trust the medical industry, and I'm explaining why. And that's ultimately the biggest reason. Is I just simply don't trust them, and that's
So
not even
people
touching
shouldn't
the
be able to
subject of
access a
abortion.
form of healthcare that they need because you don't trust the medical community.
Well, I don't. It's not because I don't trust the medical community. It's because of the reasons that they shouldn't be trusted and that I don't trust them. Like, I mean,
So it is you don't
it's been
trust them.
founded that
What's
they
the
bribe.
reasons that medical? I'm sorry, it's been found that what?
Okay, so I'll tell you a few reasons right now. They shouldn't be trusted because they literally pay doctors to sell you their medicines, cures, vitamins, supplements, or whatever it is that doctors are probably gonna tell
When
you
when
need
when
for
when you went to
whatever.
the doctor last, did they try to sell you some new drug?
Yeah, they tried to vaccinate me.
So they didn't try to sell you a drug. What did
No,
they try to
that's
vaccinate you
a sell
for?
because anything
What did
that
they
they
specifically
doctors
try to
do.
vaccinate you for?
So let me tell you how this is
Can you just tell me what
you're jumping from
specifically
point
they
to
tried to
point.
vaccinate? No, I'm not. You said they tried to vaccinate you, so I'm asking what they
I said they
vaccinated you
tried
for.
to
That's not
sell
jumping point to
stuff,
point.
and then you asked what they tried to sell me, and then I said a vaccine.
So that's not jumping point
So
to
the
point. That's
reason they tried
following
to
the
sell
the line of
vaccine
the
is because
conversation.
anything
Can you
that the
just tell
doctors
me
give you
what
at their office
specifically they tried to
is being
vaccinate you
paid
for?
for.
God
Who is
damn, can you
paying
just
that,
tell
right?
me, Arthur, what they tried to vaccinate you for?
Regardless of what vaccine they give me, they tried to
Arthur,
vaccinate me
no,
with
because did they
hepatitis
try to
B.
vaccinate
Tried
you
to
for something
vaccinate
you
me
might have
with
had? Did they try to
They tried
vaccinate
to
you for something you
vaccinate me
needed to
with
be
hepatitis
protected?
B. That's not something that I
Okay.
had.
Do you
Then
know what the hepatitis B vaccine prevents you from
it
getting?
doesn't matter what the hepatitis B vaccine is. I'm trying to
Yes, it
prove a
does.
point here.
Do you have sex?
No,
Do you have sex?
no,
You don't have sex?
no. I don't have sex.
Why not?
Kind of had too much sex in my life to the point that I'm like, I don't see the point in it. I'm trying to find the real connection here.
Well, good. You're not Hep B vaccinated, so you shouldn't have sex with anybody. Like, period.
Well, I have. That's the thing, and I'm fine, right? So like, I don't think it's a big deal.
You're fine now. If I hang out with somebody that has a cold and I don't get a cold, does that mean I'm never gonna get a cold?
Well, I mean, we're talking about having sex. Are you making out with this person?
Arthur,
If
your
you're not
lack of
making out with the
understanding of the
person that
medical.
doesn't
What is
have
the
a
purpose of a
no,
vaccine,
you were about
Arthur?
to be proven wrong, and then
No,
you
I'm
said,
not,
"Oh, I'm like, I
Arthur.
understand."
No, I'm not, Arthur.
Yeah,
That's so stupid.
if I don't make
What?
if I don't have sex with the person, I'm not gonna get anything from them. If I don't make out with
Well,
them, I'm
unless you
not gonna
come into
get anything
contact
from them.
with unless you come into
If a person
contact
that has a
with
cold sneezes on you,
unless you have in
you're gonna get a
contact with
cold,
other
bro.
bodily fluids.
If a person that has anything that
Arthur,
hepatitis B
Arthur,
protects
this
me
is
from
embarrassing.
sneezes on me, I'm not gonna get anything.
This is truly embarrassing,
Most
Arthur.
likely. Come on.
This is truly embarrassing. You don't trust
It's
any
okay,
vaccine?
bro.
You don't trust any vaccine?
So I don't trust any vaccine that's being pushed by the government, especially any of the ones that are given from the moment you're supposed to be born to the moment that you stop going to school.
Sure. What
'Cause
evidence
then
do you
once
have that
join
these
the
vaccines
work
are bad?
industry, they also mandate vaccines at
Arthur,
these
what
corporate jobs
evidence
now,
do
which
you
is kind
have
of
that these
crazy.
vaccines are bad?
So this is what so we're talking about abortion here, right? Because we're talking about
Oh,
vaccines, right?
interesting.
So like,
Can you tell me
it's
what
interesting that you
evidence
brought
you
it
have?
to vaccines, and it's
Arthur,
interesting that
you
I'm bringing
brought
it
up
back to
vaccines,
abortion.
you moron. You brought them up.
You kept
Stupid.
asking me about them. You
Because you
kept
brought
asking
them
me about it.
up. You brought them up,
Then let's get
Arthur.
back to then let's go back to
God
abortion. Can we go
damn.
back to abortion?
Sure. Why are abortions bad?
I already told you, because the
did-
medical industry lies to people. And they
Arthur, do you
can't be
drink
trusted.
soda? Do you drink soda?
No. Why would
Bullshit.
I drink anything?
Bullshit.
Of course not. Are you
Bullshit.
crazy?
Do you just drink water all day?
I boil my water and
Bullshit.
then I filter it
Bullshit.
all day, every day.
No, you don't.
Of course.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you
Even the
don't.
bottled water that I buy, I filter it before I pour
No,
it.
you don't.
Bro, why
No, you
wouldn't
don't,
you?
bro. No, you
Do
don't.
you really want all this plastic in your body?
You think boiling gets rid of the plastic?
It's better than not boiling at all.
What? How would boiling get
What
the
are you
plastic
talking
out of
about?
it?
I'm not saying that it's gonna. I didn't say nothing about boiling gets the plastic out. You said that. I said I boil my water because it's better for you. I
How?
didn't say nothing about plastic.
How is boiling the water make it better?
It kills any type of contamination that
No, it
wouldn't
doesn't.
survive in that temperature.
What contamination is in the water, Arthur?
Who knows? That's why you boil it.
Dude, you're just a
That's why you
you're just a
filter it.
doomsday prepper.
That's why you filter it.
You're literally just a doomsday prepper.
And filter my water.
Yes, you're just a doomsday prepper. You think everything's gonna kill you.
I don't think everything is going to kill me, but I try
Yes,
to
you
stay
do.
healthy. What is the problem with that?
Arthur, why is I don't care. So what if doctors are profiting off of abortion? Who cares? Are there people that want abortions?
So the reason that
Are there
that
people that
matters
want
is because
abortions,
if
Arthur?
somebody's profiting from an abortion,
Arthur, are there people that want
does that
them?
mean that they're not going to try to make the most money out of it? So even if somebody that doesn't need to have an abortion,
What?
they're going to be recommended to have an abortion because guess
What are you talking
Every
about?
abortion makes them profit.
Arthur,
No,
do you have
you said it
any do you have
doesn't
any
matter.
proof that doctors
You
are
just
do
said-
you have any proof
you
that
just
doctors
said,
are
who
pushing
cares
abortions
if
on
doctors
people to make
profit
money?
From abortion?
Arthur,
You just said that. Who
Do
cares
you have
if
a
doctors
single
profit from
shred of
abortion?
evidence
You
that
just said
doctors
that.
are pushing abortions to profit? Do you have a single shred of evidence for it?
All right. Do you want to pull up a link? I can give you one. There's literally a video of
Give me the
somebody
link.
filming them saying it,
Give me the link.
and it's crazy.
Give me the link.
There's literal video.
Give me the
footage.
link. Give me the link.
I got you right here. What do you want me to send it to you? Because I can
Just
send it
tell
to
me what the title of the video is.
Let's see. It's this one right here. Let me see. Yeah, I got it right here. I'm just trying to find the name of this so I can send it to you exactly. It's Dr. Let's see. Dr. Ann Should Ain. I don't know how to really pronounce that, so I can just spell it to you.
Okay, spell it.
Dr. Ann, A-N-N, Schutt, S-C-H-U-T-T, hyphen, Ain, A-I-N-E. And she is the chief medical officer.
Okay,
Of
what
some
video that's just a person's name and title. What's the video?
So if you just look her up, you're gonna really see. It's probably.
I'm
gonna
gonna
be one
really
of the
see.
first
You
things
said
that
you
pops
had
up.
a video. Where's the video? Now I have to play.
That's the thing.
Now you're telling
I
me
can't
no.
really
I have
send
to
you-
play fucking needle in a haystack. I'm not gonna play needle in a haystack. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do your
This
heavy
is not a
lifting for
needle
you.
in a
If you
haystack.
can't, yes, it is.
You know what?
It
I gave you
is.
the name. Hey, I
The
gave you the name,
internet
brother.
is the haystack,
Do
and the
what you
video you're
want
talking about
with
is
it.
is the needle.
Do what you will with the name. Okay. I
Arthur,
gave you a
somebody
name.
at your big age should
now
know
you're
how
asking for,
research
like,
works.
more
Arthur,
stuff.
no,
Listen,
Arthur,
brother.
shut the fuck up.
That's
I
up to
asked
you,
you for
okay?
a video title. I didn't ask you for more. I asked you for a
You
video
can just
title
look
at
her
first.
name up and the
Arthur,
video will
stop being
pop
a
up, brother.
fucking moron,
That's what I
Arthur.
told you.
Arthur, stop being a
You asked for
goddamn
a video
idiot.
title, and I
Arthur,
gave you a
you
video
didn't give me a
title,
video
and it's her
title.
name.
You gave me the
It's
name
her
of a
name.
person.
That's the
You
video
fucking
title.
moron. No, it's
Look
not.
it up.
Arthur,
Yes,
when you
it
look
is.
up that person, no, what are you
When I
talking
look up
about?
your
Name
name,
the
guess what
Arthur,
pops
I'm
up,
muting you.
idiot? Your video.
I'm muting you. You're so fucking stupid. You're so fucking stupid. I'm not doing your homework for you, you goddamn moron. I'm not gonna do it. So if you are making a claim and you can't back that claim up, go fuck yourself. It's so simple. I don't have the patience for fucking idiots today. Like you. I don't care if I'm fucking crashing out this early into stream. I don't have the fucking patience. People that are as stupid as you should stop fucking getting on the internet because you guys are gullible fucking morons. Because I know what the fuck you're talking about. I just wanted to know if you had the fucking evidence for what you're talking about. What you're talking about is the video that came out in 2015 where everyone is like, look, Planned Parenthood is selling baby parts. But guess what that fucking video led to? It led to investigations from the US government. It led to congressional fucking inquiries. There was literally a grand jury investigation. And guess what they found? No fucking evidence, not from the federal government, not from any of the grand juries, not from any of the investigations. Did they find any examples of fucking Planned Parenthood profiting off of fetal tissue sales? Texas literally said, cleared Planned Parenthood. Texas, the most anti-abortion state in the fucking country, cleared Planned Parenthood of all their wrongdoings and said, we don't find any evidence for this. You fell for a fucking grift, you stupid fucking idiot. You fell for it. You hopped on that train because people like you are incapable of fucking research. Now you can talk unless you say something stupid, and then I'm going to mute you again.
They paid them.
You fucking moron. Did you hear a word I just said?
They paid them.
Did you hear a word I just
heard
said,
every
Arthur?
single word.
So
And I'm
shut the
proving you
fuck up
wrong.
about they paid them. Why was there...
Look up the judge.
Arthur, there was
declared that.
fucking investigations to it, you stupid fuck.
No, bro. They covered everything.
Goodbye,
They covered
Arthur.
everything else. Look it up.
Goodbye. I can't talk to stupid today. I'm not going to talk to stupid today. Goodbye, Arthur. Goodbye. No, it's not a fucking rebuttal. No. Fuck off, Arthur. I don't have the fucking patience. No. Fuck you. Ugh. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not gonna do stupid today. Just straight up. Every little fucking investigation into this whole selling body part shit found nothing. Nada. Zippo. Zilch. Zero. They were cleared of all wrongdoings in multiple state courts, by grand juries, by congressional inquiries. They were found to be doing nothing. They found no fucking evidence. You idiot. Learn how to research shit. I don't have time. Learn how to research shit. The fuck out of here. You know what I have behind me? You know what I have? Fucking evidence. Evidence. That's what I have. You know what they have? Fucking nothing. Dude, I don't have the fucking patience. I'm sorry. I can't handle a nah-uh. Genuinely, I can't do a nah-uh today, yo. I'm not gonna. You know what? No, I take it back. I'm not gonna do a nah-uh. Either you come with evidence or you fucking fuck off. Plain and simple. I don't think people should be able to access this life fucking changing and saving care because I don't trust doctors. Lick taint. Second of all, even if they were selling fetus tissue, I wouldn't give a fuck. Fetal tissue is pretty valuable in research. Like, yeah, we should probably be giving it to researchers. This motherfucker probably believes there's fetal tissue in the vaccines, too. They use vaccines and put fetuses in them. The fuck out of here, dude. I don't have the patience, bro. Straight up. NSPM7 on Discord, political talk, it's important. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, no, I went over this back in September. There's a thing where they were like trans people are trans advocates are now considered fucking violent extremists. Yeah, I went over this back when it dropped. Dude, I just can't. I can't stand motherfuckers who this is the issue with most of fucking the conservative right. They don't know how to research anything. So everything they read online, they believe. Why don't you do communism debates anymore? Those were so freaking fun. I just haven't. Uh-huh. It's not like I won't. I've actually done more over on Jimmy's channel than here. Vaginal deliveries, $28,654. C-sections, $37,653. Average cost for in-clinic abortion, $2K. Exactly. You're gonna make way more money if you fucking make them have the baby. You're pathetic. I don't give a fuck. Your mom. Dude, I don't care. Your mother. Like, come on, bro. Make it make fucking sense. Mira Featherbender, thank you for resubscribing for 12 months at tier 1 over on Twitch. Making anyone else pay money to do it for you is disgusting. Well, good thing the Hyde Amendment exists, so it's literally federally not allowed to spend taxpayer dollars on abortions. But you'd know that if you opened up any sort of book. Fuck! People are so stupid. It's also so funny how much people believe about the Epstein files. Like they're like, oh, they talk about cannibalism and all and satanic shit and all this shit, but then you mention that Trump is in the files and like, no, that's fake. Fuck. Hey, Jamal, thank you for all you do. On March 6th, the Secretary General of the UN spokesperson released a daily press briefing stating at least 20 schools have been damaged in Iran so far. I got the link ready if needed. If you could drop it for me in Discord, I'll take a look. Homie, I don't care. Bye. If you don't want to debate, bye. See ya. I don't care. Y'all think I give a fuck. I don't care if you have a problem with the headphones I wear. I don't give a fuck. Be an adult. If you look at headphones and go, I can't debate you, I'm wearing cat yours. Fucking eat dick. I don't care. God damn, bro. Please. You guys would be so much more happy if you ate some dick. All right. What's this thing? Where is it? Here. Where is it? Daily press briefing by the Office of the Spokesperson for the Secretary General. Let me take a look. There's so much reading here, man. Where's the part where they mention the schools? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look. Turning to Iran, our colleagues at UNICEF tell us they are deeply concerned about the deadly impact the ongoing military escalation in the country. The impact is having on children. Approximately 180 children have reportedly been killed and many more injured. Among the casualties are 168 girls killed when a strike hit the Shajira Tayeb Elementary School in Minab in South Iran. The strike took place while classes were still in session on 28 February. UNICEF reported yesterday that at least 20 schools have been damaged. It says that schools are protected under international humanitarian law and must be places of safety. Health facilities have also been impacted. The World Health Organization verified 13 attacks impacting healthcare sites as of yesterday. And our colleagues at the UN, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Fuck, bro. All because we want to instill regime change because we want fucking oil. Or no, I think I like Jimmy's theory that Trump wants to make the oil he got from Venezuela much more profitable. So he's striking Iran. And the fact that all our government does is like, oopsies. Oopsies. We blew up a school. Oopsies. Sorry. Oopsies. Our bad. Oopsies. Didn't mean to. Oopsies. Oopsies. And then Trump's bitch ass tried to blame it on Iran, bro. Trump was like, it wasn't us. It was Iran. No, it was you, you fucking cockbite.
A new report says that the military investigation has found that the United States struck the school in Iran. As Commander-in-Chief, you take responsibility for that.
That is what?
As Commander-in-Chief, do you...
For what?
For the strike on the school in Iran. A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about that.
A new report says that
Sorry, I was muted. You look at fucking Caroline Levitt in the back going fucking, no, that's not what happened. Yes, it is, fucko.
Has found that the United States struck the school in Iran. As Commander-in-Chief, you take responsibility for that.
That is what?
As Commander-in-Chief, do you...
For what?
For the strike on the school in Iran. A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about that.
A new report says...
Some fucker in chat said, do you have the proof? Our own fucking military. What? Hold on. God damn, bro. These people. These people are like, I can't, dude. I can't handle it. Genuinely. Do I have to suck it up and just get a fucking subscription to the Times? I don't want to do that. Dude, have you guys seen what the fuck Pete Hegseth has been doing? Like, with the Department of War? Like, god damn, bro. Yeah, the preliminary findings prompted no wait, where was it? Outdated intelligence likely led to the United States carrying out a deadly missile strike on an elementary school in Iran that killed over 165 people, many of them children, in the opening hours of the conflict, according to a U.S. official and a second person briefed on findings of a preliminary U.S. military investigation into the incident. The bombing of the school and casualties involving children has become a focal point of the war, and if ultimately confirmed to be at the hands of the U.S., would also stand among the highest civilian casualty events caused by the American military operations in the last 2 decades. President Donald Trump initially blamed Iran for the attack, later said he wasn't certain who was to blame, and then, like, do you remember that fucking dude that, like, called him out on it? It's like, why are you saying it was Iran, when your own people are saying it's under investigation. Trump's like, well, I don't know, because I don't know. So I'm just going to lie and hope no one fucking calls me on it. Fucking punk bitch. I'm just going to lie, and maybe nobody will ever tell me. And hopefully, if I don't lie long enough, they will never catch on. Like, it's stupid as fuck, bro. Why do so many MAGA men have long unkempt beards? Because they groom the wrong person. God damn. Zeus, thank you for the Cash App, said they do eat dick. They are mad they enjoy it. But that's just it. They all say different shit. Remember what Trump said at the start of these fucking, at his real, when he was running his campaign. He's like, if you vote for Kamala, you're voting for war. We're gonna be the, you're voting for war. And now look. Now look. It's so dumb, bro. He's gone back on literally every promise he made. Like, quite literally. Every promise Trump made before he took office, nothing has been accomplished. He claimed he would deport 1 million people in his first year. Didn't happen. He claimed he would lower the price of everything. Didn't fucking happen. He claimed he was going to be the president of peace, that he wasn't going to start wars. Didn't fucking happen. I can't think of a claim he's made that he's kept. He said he was going to get trans women out of men's sports. That didn't happen. They're still competing. Like, please, fuck, yo. Gay farmers for Jovan 2028. Oh shit, true. Oh shit, so true. He lied about Project 2025. I've never heard of Project 2025. I've never heard of it. I'm just putting everyone who worked on it in my cabinet. I'm just hiring the people who wrote it, but I've never heard of it. I can't even count to 25. I can't even count to Project 2025. Oh yeah, what are we up to now? How much did we spend on farm bailouts in 2025? It got up there, bro. 12 billion. We spent $12 billion in bailouts for agriculture. Bro, between 2018 and 2020, in that span of 2 years, I guess 3 full years, all of 2018, all of 2019, all of 2020, we spent 28 billion in total. We spent almost half in 1 year. God, the economy is so good right now. The Dow, guys, the Dow. The Dow. The Dow. Aren't you so excited about the Dow? Stupid. Stupid. Fucking stupid. I'm at my limit. I'm at my limit being patient with these fucks, bro. Obama is gonna start a war with Iran so he can win election again. Iran is a decade away from nuclear armaments because of our strikes. Now they're 1 week away from nuclear armaments. Like, I can't. It's so dumb. I can't handle this stupid. She raised my Dow up 50K. I just can't, dude. I'm sorry. What the fuck? God, do I pull the trigger on this fucking math book? Where did you get your sick cabs? These? Facebook Marketplace. Do I pull the trigger on this fucking MacBook, bro? It'd be like half my money gone. I only have one bill due until I get paid again. No, I don't. My health insurance is about to come out, and that's like $400. So, shit. Never mind. My health insurance is literally about to hit my account. The host will never admit he's wrong. I admit I'm wrong all the time, dumbass. When I'm actually wrong about something. Tell me one thing I've said so far while talking that's wrong. I'd love to know. Please, on God. Please, point it out to me. Would love it. Please, go ahead. I don't actually listen to the stream. All right, then bye. You're timed out. How dare you say something so fucking stupid? You won't admit you're wrong. Tell me when I've been wrong. Well, I don't know. I don't listen. Bye. See ya. I don't need to talk to bad faith people. Straight up. I don't want to deal with bad faith people. If you're bad faith, goodbye. See ya. Y'all think I give a fuck. Anyway, we got a call. Oh, I didn't name that last call. Hold on. Let me go name that. There we go. Coming up to the stream, we have Opie. Opie wants to talk about topic number 1, trans men and women being men and women. Opie, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
I'm 32 and I don't do that stupid stuff.
You don't do what?
I don't do that pronoun nonsense.
All right, great. Opie, I respect that, and I respect you. And if that's the case,
Appreciate
100%. From now on, for the rest of the call, please don't use a pronoun. And if you do, Opie, happen to use a pronoun, you're going to hear this sound. Okay? You heard that?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, hold
No.
on. I just got to... Oh, hold on. It's because my mic for you changed to the wrong thing. Here it is. You're going to hear this sound. Got it?
Family Feud, very nice.
Yep. If you use any pronouns, you'll hear that sound. So Opie, no pronouns, doesn't use pronouns, doesn't do all that gay shit. We get it, Opie. Opie, I believe trans men and women are men and women.
Please don't put words in my mouth, man. That's not
Careful,
cool.
Opie. You
said you
careful,
wanted to negotiate in
careful,
good faith.
careful.
Don't say
Careful.
things you didn't say.
Careful. You're using
Don't say
pronouns.
things
Just
I
be
didn't
careful.
say.
Careful. Use another
Don't
pronoun.
say
Be
things I
careful,
didn't
Opie.
say.
No, you keep using pronouns, Opie. Be
pronouns.
careful. Those aren't
Those aren't
pronouns?
pronouns.
The word I is a pronoun,
No.
Opie.
How am I supposed to refer to myself?
I don't know. You said you don't use pronouns, so stop using them.
Dude, you're negotiating in bad faith right now for someone
Your
who
is
says
a
you want
pronoun.
to. You're doing a pretty bad
You,
job.
your, you, I. Opie, you said you don't use pronouns, so I'm respecting that and stopping you when
No,
you
you're
do.
not. You're negotiating. You're negotiating in bad faith.
Your again.
Congratulations.
Opie, what's more
Negotiating
bad?
in bad faith continues.
Opie, what's more bad faith? Me buzzing you when you do something dumb, or you refusing to answer one of the questions that are rules to come on the show?
You clearly hear I'm a man, so
You.
let's just say I'm a guy.
I don't care if you're a guy. I didn't ask if you were a man. I asked what your pronouns were.
Once again, doesn't matter.
Okay, well then stop using them. If you don't use pronouns, don't use pronouns.
Yeah, semantics.
Yes, pronouns are words. So if we're having a conversation about words, that would be semantics. Good job, Opie. Words, semantics is when you make arguments about words. Good job, Opie.
Thanks for telling a Mensa member the definition. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're definitely a Mensa member, dog. Yeah, you sure thing. You didn't know
As of
I was a
2011,
pronoun. I
Nope, never
Careful.
said that. I told you
Careful.
I don't use pronouns.
I-
because they're not.
you are
they're
using
not important
pronouns.
to me.
you literally using a
I
pronoun.
don't need to.
There's another pronoun. How many pronouns are you
Man,
going to
this is like
use
dealing
when
with
telling
English.
me that you don't use pronouns?
How many times are you going to keep buzzing me despite the fact that you know that's not what you were talking about?
I would think a Mensa member would be a bit more clear in the thing instead of just saying, I don't use pronouns, which indicates that you would not use pronouns. But no, maybe Mensa just doesn't care how clear their members speak.
No.
No?
Let's put it
Oh.
this way. Let's put it this way.
That's a contraction
You're
of let
using
us.
words out of context to validate your point,
Your-
but you're wrong. Because you're asking my
Your-
specific pronouns. I don't
my,
need to give them.
I. Sorry, I'm
You're not
counting
gonna get
every
me
time.
mad.
Your.
That's fine.
Opie, I'm just wanting you to hold to the thing you said.
See, you're using semantics.
Your.
You're trying to make it seem as though I don't recognize pronouns. I don't need to recognize other
I-
people's. I don't need to tell you how I identify.
I can do this all day.
That's great.
Or you can answer the three questions or the two questions I asked you at the start of stream, Opie, and stop being a baby about it. One of those two things
Being
are
a
going to
baby?
happen here. So you can
do
either
realize right now
tell
the way
you-
you're acting makes you
your-
seem childish, whereas I have a calm demeanor.
Opie, one of two things
Shall
are
we
going to
continue?
happen. Either I'm going to continue to buzz you. Either I'm going to continue to buzz you whenever you use a pronoun, or you tell me what your pronouns are. Those are the only two things that can happen here.
You know, in the Bible, they use pronouns
Mm-hmm.
to describe certain things, right?
I don't give a fuck what the Bible does.
I know that. I read that very clearly in your second topic.
Wow, that's your and I almost let those ones go. Caught it there. Took me a second.
Well, since I just want to have a rational conversation, I'll say my pronouns are he.
Oh, there we
Happy?
go. He, him. Got it, Opie. Thank you for wasting 5 minutes of everybody's time. Wonderful. Now,
That was your
Opie,
fault.
I believe, Opie, please don't waste time on my show. You already did it once today. We don't need to keep doing it. Now, Opie, I believe trans men and women are men and women. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
I 100% disagree.
Do you want
So
to answer the rest of the question?
I take my time and I articulate so that way everybody can hear and register what's being said. I don't just rush through things.
Oh, let's find out.
So just a couple weeks ago, we had a GNC at a level 4 prison I work at attack a female. There was nothing she could do despite the fact she was bigger than him. It only took him 10 seconds to get her on the ground and seriously injure her. And this was from an inmate who called himself a woman. It was a grown man. There was a massive amount of differences. It's not even fair.
Opie has
If you
a
can
has
sit there
a
and condone-
Opie, please. Has a cisgender woman ever taken down another cisgender woman in 10 seconds? Has that ever happened?
Numerous times.
Okay, so women can take down women. So this isn't really an argument for a trans woman not being a woman, because this isn't something
Yes,
out
it
of the
is.
realm of possibility
they're not
for a
women.
woman.
Because they're
Okay,
not
so
women. I'm not kidding when I say this.
Opie,
There's
hold
not
on,
a single
Opie,
person watching your show. There's not a single woman watching your show.
Opie, I don't like presuppositions in our arguments. So if your argument is they must be women because they're women, that's a pretty shit argument. Okay? If I'm saying women
No, it
can
isn't. Biology.
attack women, if I'm saying women, oh, it's biology, Opie. What's the biological definition of
Mhm.
woman?
XX chromosomes. Able to give
XX
birth, has a
chromosomes.
uterus, can produce milk.
Oh,
Yes.
XX chromosomes. And Opie, is that a necessary condition to be a woman?
Yes.
So all women have XX
Because
chromosomes.
if you want to go off, yes, if you want to go off the hermaphroditic term, whether someone has an XXY, they normally remove the penis and that person is raised as a girl because
no,
they can't be raised
Opie.
as a
What
boy
about
due to their
women with
biological
Swire
makeup.
syndrome, Opie? What about women who have
You're
pure
talking about a rare
46?
condition.
Opie, hold on, Opie. I'm sorry.
You
What
are
is the word?
talking about an incredibly
Opie,
rare
Opie,
condition.
you're in Mensa. What does the word necessary mean, Opie?
Necessary means you have the necessary means you meet the criteria to be able to fall into that category.
Nope.
Yeah, I know what you
Necessary.
mean.
Yeah, necessary means you must possess it. So when I asked you if XX
Yeah.
chromosomes was a necessary condition, what was your response?
It is yes. Because
Oh,
you're
okay.
trying to
So
use-
can there be
you're trying
any
to use data that
exceptions?
is so
Can there be
incredibly-
exceptions in a necessary, Opie?
No. there
Oh,
can't.
okay. So if there are
Because we're
women
not
with
playing the
XY,
semantics game here.
so if there are women with XY
Those are men.
chromosomes, does that mean
No, those
chromosomes
are
are
men.
not those are men? So men can give birth, Opie.
Those are men.
So men can give birth?
No, they can't.
No, they can't.
Nope. They can't.
But this
No.
woman with an pure 46 XY karyotyping
That's called a man.
gave birth.
That's called
So
a
what
man.
is she?
That's called a man.
So
That's a
men
man.
can give birth, Opie.
No, they can't.
So then what was
She didn't give
so
birth.
yes, she did. You want to bet me? How much do you want to bet? How much do you want
No,
to put money on it right now? How much money would you like to put? I'll put $20 right now. $20.
What
I will
part
put
have I
down
just
on the
told
bet right
you?
now.
You could have an
Opie,
XXY.
Opie,
and
I'm
the
not
Y-
talking about
the Y still
XXY,
there, but you're
stupid.
still
I'm
a
not
woman
talking about
biologically.
XXY. Not talking about XXY, stupid.
You're trying to
No, I'm not.
bridge to a gap
Opie,
that's incredibly rare. that's
Opie,
non-existent in almost every
Opie,
single
what does
case.
necessary mean? Can necessaries
We
have
already
exception,
discussed this.
Opie?
You're trying to backpedal.
Can necessaries
You're
have
trying to backpedal.
can necessaries have exceptions, Opie? Yes or no?
They can't.
So if
No.
XX chromosomes are necessary and man can't give birth, and we have examples of women
Correct.
who are pure 46 XY karyotyping.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Nope. We don't have examples.
How much money do
We
you
have
want to put
rare
on it?
genetic-
How much money, Opie?
It's
I'll
not
put
my fault you don't
$20
make
on
money
it.
and you need $20.
I'll put
It's not my
$20
fault
on
you
it,
need
Opie.
$20.
I'll put $20 on it, Opie.
It's not my fault you need $20.
I'll put $20 on it,
You
Opie.
negotiate in bad faith. You change the argument, and now
Nope,
you're trying
my
to go off
argument
this whole
hasn't
birth of a
changed,
very rare
stupid.
disorder.
My argument has Opie,
Yes,
what
it
does
has.
necessary mean?
Okay.
What does
I just
necessary
wanna
mean,
ask you one
Opie?
thing.
Stop. What does
I'm extending
necessary
you the
mean?
courtesy of not
What does
calling you names.
necessary
I would
mean? I don't
appreciate that
care.
in
You
return
can call me
myself.
whatever names you want, stupid. What does necessary mean? I'm going to ask it
I
again.
don't need to.
You're being very, for somebody who's
You
part
can
of
keep asking
Mensa,
the same
you're really
questions.
dumb. What does necessary mean, Opie?
We've already
I'll
discussed
ask it
this.
again.
It's trivial at
Great.
this point. to keep
Necessary
regurgitating the
means
same story.
necessary can have no exceptions. You've agreed with this. And you've said there's no
Yep.
such thing as somebody who's had 46 XY karyotyping who is a female who's
Once
given
again,
birth.
you continue
That's
to
your
talk
claim.
about genetic
But you know what?
anomalies.
I don't care if
You
it's
continue to
genetic
see a
anomalies,
genetic
Opie.
anomaly.
And Opie.
What
So
does
now you're
anomaly
moving the
mean?
goalpost. So now the
What does
goalpost
anomaly
is
mean?
moved.
No,
so
I'm
now
not.
the goalpost is moved. So now
Nope,
it's not
you're the one who moved
necessary.
it.
Now
You're
it's
the one who brought
necessary
this topic
unless
up. What
Opie,
does
you're
anomaly
fucking
mean?
Opie. Here's what we're gonna do.
What
We're gonna
does
mute
anomaly-
you. We're gonna mute you because I can't handle the stupid right now. And I'm gonna walk you through this argument because I guess Opie, you're too dumb. I guess Mensa's just letting anybody in nowadays because you're too dumb to be able to stick to your own fucking logic here. Now, I asked you very specifically, because I wrote it down, what is the biological definition of being woman? And you said Opie, XX chromosomes. And I asked you very specifically, is that a necessary condition? To which you responded, yes. You didn't say, yes, unless there's a genetic anomaly, or yes, except sometimes. You didn't say that, Opie. You said, yes, it's necessary. And then I clarified. I said, Opie, can necessary conditions have exceptions? To which you responded, no, they can't because they are necessary. So Opie's claim now, just so everybody who's listening, is that, oh, hey, we have XX is necessary. And there has never been There's never been somebody with a pure 46XY karyotyping that's female that's given birth. Opie has said this, and you've all heard Opie said this. But what's so funny is, and I'm going to just share this onto the screen for everyone in chat, because I think that's the best way to do this. What's so interesting is, oh my God, what is this? Pregnancy and delivery in a patient with pure 46XY karyotype? Summary of actual knowledge about XY women? Oh. Now, but I'm told that in order to be a woman, it is necessary that you have XX chromosomes. So but then Opie said they would be a man if they had a pure 46XY karyotyping. That's what Opie told me. So I'm so confused because then Opie said men can't give birth. So if this is a man, but they gave birth, but Opie said men can't give birth. And now Opie's saying, Opie, I hope you understand how stupid you look right now. Never claim you're in Mensa because it's always going to backfire. Now, Opie, I'm going to just summarize what's happened here. And then I would love a response from you on it. Here's how I'm going to summarize. Point 1, XX chromosomes are necessary. Point 2, necessaries can have no exceptions. Point 3, there are women with pure 46XY karyotyping. Now, Opie, acknowledge the contradiction so far in your logic, and then we can continue. Go ahead,
Okay.
Opie.
So you are right because it is but once again, genetic anomaly. In order
Doesn't
for
matter.
these women to even give birth, it's not natural. I looked
Doesn't
up what
matter.
you're saying. Yes, it's true. So for that,
I know
I
it
can
is.
concede the point. You did get me on that.
Wonderful.
But here's the
Wonderful.
difference. It requires a massive amount of medical intervention, and
Doesn't
the odds
matter.
of the pregnancy surviving are very, very, very low.
Doesn't matter because
without
my
medical
argument
intervention, where
doesn't
a woman
matter.
goes through puberty as
Doesn't
a girl with this condition, and
Doesn't
yes,
matter.
it does. Because
No,
in
it
order for
doesn't,
her to
because
give
my
birth,
argument
she
isn't
needs
in order to
medical
hold on,
intervention.
Opie. My argument
And
is
also,
not
what does birth
Opie.
have to do
Hold
again
on,
with
Opie.
with transgenderism?
Stop. Because you said only men
Dude,
can
I
give
gave you your
birth.
time to speak. Please give me my time to speak.
Opie, I did, and I'm responding to what you said.
No,
My
you didn't.
argument,
I'm
yes,
not
because
done with my point.
you've mischaracterized my argument. So let me correct you, and
Then
then you
let me
can go
finish
again.
my
There's
statement,
no
and then
point
you
to
can say
let
yours.
Opie. That would
That's
be
how
saying,
a debate works.
hey,
back and
let
forth,
me
give and
continue.
take.
Opie,
You're negotiating in bad faith.
Opie. It's bad faith to mischaracterize and strawman my argument. So I'm going to stop your
I'm not
strawman of my
strawmanning your
argument.
I'm using
You
medical
are.
science data here.
You are, Opie, and
No,
I
I'm
can
not.
explain to you how
So
you
you're
are.
saying medical
Opie, I can
science-driven
explain to you
data
how you
is
are,
bad
Opie.
faith and a straw man?
Opie, I
That's
can
not how-
explain.
that's not how that
Opie,
works.
Opie, I'm gonna have to mute you again, or you can let me explain to you how you're strawmanning my argument. Because I'm making zero claims that you must have successful births to be women. I'm making zero claims that births to be women must be easy. I'm making zero claims that in order to be a woman, you must be able to give birth naturally with no medical help. I'm not making that claim. And I'm sure you would
No one
not
ever
either.
made that claim.
That's
the
Opie.
thing. No one ever made that claim.
Opie, stop, Opie. Because when your rebuttal to this, to me saying, hey, your claim was XX chromosomes are the necessary, and this disproves that, when you respond
No, it
with,
doesn't.
Opie, are XX chromosomes necessary to be a woman?
Yes.
Can necessary conditions have any exceptions?
No.
Are there women born with XY chromosomes?
No.
Pregnancy and delivery in a patient with pure 46XY karyotype. Is this person a woman or a man?
Once again, they are technically a man because they
So
have
men can give
male
birth,
hormone
Opie?
characteristics.
Can men
No,
give
they
birth?
can't. No.
So
they
let's
can't.
go through this again.
What part of genetic anomaly are you?
Let's go through it again.
You are literally
Let's go
negotiating
through it
ethics.
again.
This is a common thing. It is
Let's
not.
go through
This
it
is not a
again.
common thing.
Let's go through it again, and maybe
If this
you'll
was a
understand
common
it this
thing,
way.
I would say yes.
Opie,
to your
let's go
answer,
through it
but
again.
But no.
Let's go through it again. First of all, frequency
Once
doesn't
again,
fucking matter
you
in
are
a necessary
using
condition.
rare
Opie,
outside
frequency
of the
doesn't matter in a
norm patterns to
necessary
try to prove
condition,
your
Opie.
argument. You're
Frequency
wrong.
doesn't matter
You're
in a
wrong.
necessary condition, Opie. Frequency doesn't matter. Hence why necessary
Yes, it
conditions
does.
can necessary conditions have any exceptions, Opie?
Yes. No.
No, they can have no exceptions. So even if that exception
Dude,
is
you're
born
all over the
is
place.
really
You keep
small,
changing your
Opie, can they
argument. You
have
keep
any
moving from
exceptions?
this to that, this to
Opie,
that.
what's embarrassing,
Genetic
Opie, is
anomalies, genetic
Opie, what's
anomalies. They're
embarrassing? Okay,
different.
I'm gonna have to mute you again, Opie. What's embarrassing, Opie? Okay. And I would think somebody who's a part of Mensa would be better at this, but I guess it's hard to be better at this because you can't just admit that you were wrong here. Necessary conditions can have no exception. So when you go, well, that's an exception. Oh, shit, man. That's your logic butting heads against your logic. And we don't need that, Opie. I don't need you to try to move the goalpost because the goalpost is moved from can have 0 exceptions to no, now they can have some exceptions if they're medical. No, keep the goalpost. Also, Opie, we're not analyzing my logic here. I'm not really making an argument. I'm analyzing your framework, and your framework has fallen apart. So let's go through this again, Opie, especially because my argument has quite literally not moved. My argument from jump, in case you're interested, is that biological traits, Opie, are not mappable to gender. So what I mean by that is you cannot take a sexual trait and use that to designate an entire group based around gender because human sexual development is too varied and there will always be an exception or someone who fits outside of the necessary. So I'm going to ask these questions again, Opie. I want to hear your answers because let's find out if they hold. Are XX chromosomes necessary to be a woman, Opie?
Yes.
Can necessary conditions have any exceptions?
No.
Are there women with pure 46XY karyotyping?
Yes.
Beautiful. So if there are women who have XY chromosomes, then are XX chromosomes actually necessary, or is it some other trait?
They're genetic anomalies in which the person can go through puberty as a woman but needs medical intervention to have a baby.
Necessary conditions have an exception. Opie, can necessary conditions. So is XX chromosomes necessary?
Can I ask you one question that I'll answer yours?
Dude, I will allow you to ask this. I'll be benevolent here, and I'll let you ask the question. I'm sure it's going to be riveting.
Okay. So you keep discussing necessary, correct?
Correct.
Right.
That was not a great
Now,
question.
I want you to follow me here.
Oh, you want to ask two questions?
It's a setup.
You want to ask two questions? Got it. Question number 2.
It's a setup.
Well, it was a question.
So,
there was a question mark at the end of that.
Here's the setup. What I want to know is, I've called this a genetic anomaly. So, and I say it requires medical intervention. So the point is, if someone with XY can have a child, but they need massive amounts of medical intervention and the pregnancy can easily be lost, doesn't that fall into the category of necessary for them? The answer is yes.
Opie, what does that have to do with the argument? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You can
no, you didn't. No, you didn't, Opie.
Let me speak. Please, can I finish my point?
Sure, but it's so funny.
You are discussing necessity. These women cannot give birth naturally on their own. They need medical intervention because I've looked this up, and here's exactly what it says. These women have this rare disorder, but they go through puberty as girls. Therefore,
they
are
typically
not,
need IVF.
They do not go through puberty as men.
Because they have uteruses, but they don't have, they typically don't have.
And other hormones that are needed to facilitate puberty at this time.
Yes, because
Therefore,
they need IVF.
These
they
women
don't produce eggs.
cannot get pregnant naturally, meaning this is a necessity for them to be mothers.
Opie,
and if we're going to go with necessity, that's where it is. So,
okay, Opie, I've understood. Opie, I've understood. Opie, I haven't. I haven't. And I understand your confusion. And let me correct your confusion here, Opie. Opie, what is my claim, Opie? Opie, what is my claim? Opie, what is my claim? What is my claim, Opie? Steelman my argument.
Your claim is the fact that because of a genetic anomaly, it is not a necessity for a woman to contain an XX. But without medical intervention, that XY cannot have a child.
That's not my claim.
Therefore, you have no.
Opie, I gave you my claim. I gave you it at like 5 minutes ago. I'll give it to you again.
Make it again.
We cannot determine gender based upon a singular biological trait or a litany of traits that are necessary because human sexual development is too varied and there will always be somebody who doesn't fit into the category that would meet the
And they're called
qualifications.
genetic anomaly. And
It
they're called a
doesn't
genetic
matter,
anomaly.
Opie.
It's a
Holy
rarity. It
shit,
is not the
dude.
norm.
Opie, I gotta let you know. I've talked to a lot of people, and my favorite thing is when I talk to people that genuinely are too dumb to realize how bad their arguments are. Because Opie, if I
My
had
arguments aren't
somebody,
bad.
Opie, if I had
You're
somebody,
not going against
Opie,
my
you need to,
argument. Now you're attacking me.
Opie.
You're not going against my
No,
argument.
Opie, I didn't attack you. I said your argument is dumb. I didn't say you were dumb.
Because you're.
I said your
you
argument's
called me
dumb.
That-
True, you're
that's
dumb
it.
because you
Nope,
don't realize
you
how
said they-
dumb your argument is. Yeah, that's an attack.
My
But
argument's not dumb.
but
I
Opie,
want you
yes,
to
Opie, it
disprove
is.
my argument
Opie,
now.
it's dumb.
You
Opie,
continue to say
Opie,
necessity.
it has nothing to
Now
do with the
explain
debate,
how that's
Opie.
not
I
necessary.
don't care about
Yes, it
how
does.
someone gets pregnant, Opie, because the debate is what makes someone a woman. Do you believe
I just
getting
told you
pregnant,
how.
Opie? Do you think what makes someone a woman is the ability to get pregnant, and that if you lack that ability, you are not a woman?
Definitely help.
If
No,
you
of course
lack
not.
the okay, so then whether or how
No, 'cause I
they
know-
get
'cause I know
pregnant
quite a few women who
doesn't
can't
matter,
have children.
Opie. So then how whether it's through
Actually,
IVF,
it does.
whether it's through
does.
insemination, whatever it
There's
is, it
differences.
doesn't matter. No, it's not. You wouldn't say that a woman without Swire
you
syndrome
just
who
thank you.
gets
And
IVF.
thank you for bringing that
Opie,
up.
okay,
And thank you
Opie,
for
I
bringing
have
that-
to mute you again, Opie. This is embarrassing. This is truly the most embarrassing gender critical call I think I've ever experienced. Like truly, I'm gonna walk you through, Opie. One more time, I'm going to walk you through the argument. I'm going to walk you through it one more time. Okay. And maybe at the end, we can finally come to an understanding about necessary. Opie, your claim is that, and so we both have two claims here. My claim is trans women are women. Your claim is trans women are not women. Now, because you have made a distinction in your category here of women having exclusions, this would make it an exclusionary category. It's exclusionary. Now, in order for any category to be exclusionary, any category on anything, there has to be one trait, or it can be a list of a trait or traits that are necessary, Opie, that you must possess to fit into the category, that you cannot put anyone in the category without. As an example, if I have a road and I say, in order to drive on this road, it is necessary that your car is red, but I let in 1,000 blue cars, well, it wasn't really necessary to be a red car to drive on this road, Opie. Now, I've asked you what that necessary condition is, and you said it was XX chromosomes. You said in order to be a woman, it is necessary, which means 0 exceptions, which means the frequency should be 0. That it is necessary you have XX chromosomes. But here I have shown you that there are women who, because of Swire syndrome, are born with XY chromosomes. Even some having pure 46 gonadal karyotyping. Pure 46. 46XY. Okay? Now, you have one of two options here. Either you can say, well, okay, XX chromosomes isn't the necessary condition. It's got to be something else. There has to be something else because there are exceptions here. Or you can do what you've tried to do, which is move the goalpost across the fucking universe. So, Opie, your two options here. Are XX chromosomes necessary? Or is it some other trait? Those are your two options.
XX is necessary.
Okay, bye, Opie. I can't talk to somebody that stupid. See ya. That was Opie. Shout out to Brian for the pay to kick. Said Nopey kick Opie. It's Flibberty Gibbles. Oh, Flibberty Gibbles. Thank you, Flibberty Gibbles. Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? How fucking stupid. Like, how dumb are you? But Mensa, wow. Mensa, chat. Mensa. Mensa for sure. Definitely Mensa. Holy shit, bro. Mensa ain't sending their brightest. You know what's funny to me is when people hear me call people like Opie stupid and they go, well, you're just doing an ad hominem. No, 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 my friends. An ad hominem as a debate fallacy is when you insult a person's character as a way to avoid taking down the argument. I took down the argument, then insulted his character. So I wasn't ad hominem them. Well, I guess you could call it an ad hominem attack, just not an ad hominem fallacy. But I would just say I insulted them. Because yes, I think stupid people like Opie should be insulted. Anyway, please remember, chat, necessary conditions are truthfully the most destructive argument against transphobes. Because, quite literally, there are none. There are no singular. Actually, let me rephrase that. I have a necessary condition to be a woman, and it's just having a gender identity that aligns with your personal schema on the female sex. And that is all that's necessary. There's a reason I use this argument, because it's fucking great. But goddamn. So you don't want to debate, just insult. Again, I will insult you. If you are as dumb as Opie and don't realize you're that dumb, I'll absolutely insult you. Yes, 100%. If you can't handle possibly getting insulted, get off the internet. All right, let's move to the next call. Coming up next, we have... Actually, wait, before we do that. I match energies, okay? So let me start right here, because I think there's some fucking confusion here. I match fucking energies. Opie came in disrespectful. I asked him 2 questions. I said, can you please provide me your age and pronouns? He said, I don't do that shit. Whatever. So already out the gate, Opie is disingenuous. So no, I'm not going to treat somebody who comes in bad faith with kid gloves. You step into the lion's den, you get the fucking teeth, bro. Otherwise, lick taint. Actually, can I lick taint? Keep the taint for me. You lick an ashtray. I want the taint. Anyway, coming up next is John. John wants to talk about gender affirming care for minors. John, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
John, 28, and I'm a him.
All right. John, 28. You see how easy that was, chat? John, goated right off the bat.
That was easy.
John, you want to talk about gender affirming care for minors. John, I believe minors should be able to access gender affirming care. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
Well, there's nuances to that, isn't there? So
there's nuance to it?
Just flat out disagree. Yeah, before I flat out disagree with you, what would you describe as gender affirming care that you think minors should be entitled to?
Yeah, so I would define gender affirming care as any treatment, whether it be social, medical, psychological, behavioral, that affirms a person in their gender identity. When we talk about minors, we would be looking at them receiving, the prompt is mostly talking about medical affirming care. So it would be...
What falls under medical? Like that?
Yeah, so a whole list of things would fall under medical affirming care. We're going to be looking at things like pubertal suppressants, things like hormonal replacement therapy, things like top surgery, The only one that I would say minors absolutely, I think, probably shouldn't receive is bottom surgery. I think just to be on the safe side, we just keep bottom surgery. Even though when we look
When you
at
say bottom surgery, excuse me, I
bottom
don't mean to cut you
surgery,
off.
yeah, bottom surgery would just be either a phalloplasty or a vaginoplasty.
Okay, cool.
So like
Just to get it out of the
typically,
way, before you insult me, I'm gonna let you know I'm not as smart as you. So let's just get that
That's
out
fine.
the way.
you don't got to
Well,
be
that's
as smart.
the
You don't
thing.
got to be as smart as me to have good logic. You just got to be logical.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mhm.
think it's even though the regret rates for bottom surgery only sit at about like 2.2%, I think it's still pretty
That's
pretty
not
just
true.
as safe. Yes, it is. I have sources to prove it.
That's not true, bro. But continue.
Yes, it is.
I
Hold on.
digress.
Hold on. I have direct sources
And,
to prove it.
is this regret in the adolescent phase or in the adult phase?
This would
'Cause
adolescents
that's why I'm
don't
saying it's
get
not true.
adolescents don't get bottom surgery, so there's no way to have a regret rate for that. Like the
Oh,
amount
that's
of
great.
adolescents that receive bottom surgery is going to be a percentage of a percentage of a percentage. It's very rare
But is
that
it legal
an
in certain places
is it legal?
in America? Yeah,
I
to
don't
get
think it's
bottom
legal
surgery
in
for a
most
minor.
states unless you've been emancipated. I think most states it's not
But
legal.
there are states with it, right? Like California and a couple other ones.
I don't know that. I don't think California has a law about it. It's just rule of practice is you need to be 18. Like it's not that it's not legal. It's that most medical facilities have their own rules, and those rules say 18 or up. But again,
That's
the
good.
amount of
That's a good
people
rule.
under the age of 18 receiving bottom surgery would be a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of a percentage. So there's no way to get an accurate regret rate of these people because there's not a big
Mhm.
enough pool to like get the
Hold
regret
on.
rate for. But we do have
Mhm.
regret rates for adults that we've done over. We have a 50-year longitudinal study where we checked in with adults from up to 50 years after they received their bottom surgery. And the regret rate from that study is 2.2%. So like
Okay.
people
then
generally
I
don't
digress on
regret.
what I said. You're not wrong.
Yeah, people generally don't regret bottom surgery. Now, I still think just to be on the safe side for youth, we'd probably just say, hey, wait till you're 18. I think top surgery, I'm fine at 15, 16. And then HRT and pubertal suppressants would be based on the Tanner stages that you're in. So typically we do pubertal suppressants at Tanner stage 2, which can be anywhere from like 11 to 13. And then HRT would be Tanner stage 3, which is anywhere from like 12 to 15.
What is a Tanner stage?
That's just the developmental stages of puberty. So you go through, I think it's 5 or 6 Tanner stages in puberty, and they just mark. It's 5. They just mark the different developmental stages in puberty.
Okay. And are there any negative effects of puberty blockers on health-wise when it comes to developmental? Past the point of adolescence.
Developmental in what way? Like every medical treatment has side effects, so there are side effects to medical treatment. Whether those side effects are looked at as like super negative would be up to the person. Like that's pretty subjective, right? Most of the side effects that come from these things are things that people want. Like, for instance, not as so much pubertal suppressants, because pubertal suppressants, when you stop them, your puberty just restarts. There's no real long-term side effects of pubertal suppressants.
That's not true. That's actually not true.
No, it is.
That depends on what stage you stop them in, right?
No,
And that depends on
when
how
we're looking
long
at
you've been-
when we're looking at trans kids, they are on pubertal suppressants from 12 to 24 months typically. And the dosage is so low that being on pubertal suppressants for that long of time, it's not going to leave you with any long-term side effects. Right? It's 12 to 24 months.
Okay, so
you
that
actually
statement was
most
made with that in mind.
Yes. And most cisgender
understood.
children who are on pubertal suppressants for like precocious puberty can start it as early as 9, right? Because they start as early as 5, depends on when their precocious puberty starts. And they're
That's
on it
a
for
little
much
early, wouldn't you say?
well, they have precocious puberty. So they're starting it early
What's
because their
precocious puberty?
precocious puberty is when your puberty starts early. So there are children whose puberty
Okay.
starts as early as like 5. Their bodies aren't ready to handle that yet. Like not the mental
Their bodies aren't
effects.
ready to handle a natural.
Not at 5 years
process
old. A 5-year-old is not ready
in
to go
their
through
body?
puberty. No, a 5-year-old is
what
not ready to go
happens
through puberty.
To a 5-year-old girl whose body starts to go through puberty, what's the medically, protect her from what her body's about to do from her, or what does her body do to her when she starts going through puberty?
Well, so it would do everything that like your body would do, but with precocious puberty, what it can do is it can lead to like a shorter height when they become adults, right? Like because of the bones haven't had time to mature, so they can't really handle there's a lot of increased mental health issues because puberty. You got to remember when you go through puberty, your brain starts changing. So when you go through like that in like an 11 or 12 or 13-year-old versus that in a 5 or 6-year-old, right? So what we do is if a child is starting to go through precocious puberty, we'll give them pubertal suppressants and we'll keep them on them until they reach an age in development that we think, okay, now you can go through puberty naturally and it's fine. And typically what happens...
How long has that been going on for? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just inquisitive. So
what was the question?
I said, how long has that been going on for? Like, how long have we been...
Oh, God, we've been using...
outside of gender affirming care, outside of that, how long have we been blocking puberty?
Lupron Depot, which is Lupron Depot PED, which is one of the pubertal, like one of the most common pubertal suppressant drugs. That one started to be used for precocious puberty in the 90s. So we started using that in the 90s for precocious puberty.
1990, 95,
I think it was like 93 is when we finished clinical trials for it. You can actually go to Lupron Depot. You can go to the website and see
falsifying the hepatitis vaccine results. Sorry, let me cut you off. They're also falsifying a lot of other vaccine results when it comes to
Lupron Depot isn't a vaccine.
Developmental stages.
But wait, first of all,
I'm not saying it's a vaccine. But I'm
wait. Hold on.
From the era.
There's been no evidence that any vaccine's clinical trial data has been falsified to hide developmental issues. There's no evidence.
No,
for this.
Not in the hepatitis vaccine.
No,
they didn't lie and not admit the increase of potential risk of autism. They didn't just release that not too long ago.
No.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just my bad. Like I said, I'm ignorant and stupid. So yeah, continue. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. So
so you said they've been doing this since the 90s. My bad.
They've been doing this since the 90s. So we have at least 30 plus years of data on pubertal suppressants and how pubertal suppressants affect the body of children. And again, a child who's on them for gender affirming care is typically on them for they're on them for a shorter length of time than a child who's on them for precocious puberty.
And how long have we been administering gender affirming care?
Well, it just depends on what you mean by administering. Like, if you want to like get technical, like since like 1920.
Medically.
Yeah, since like 1920. But if you want to talk about like if you want to talk about like yes, since like 1920. But if you want to talk about like modern, the way it's shaped now, like modern gender affirming care, I mean, I would probably say we've had our modern like regiment of care since like probably like 2005, 2006.
Okay, and what consists with the modern versus the older version?
Well, the older version, like if you're going back to like 1920, it's just like that was when the first sex change operation ever was, right? It was like 1924. I could be wrong about the exact date, but right now, what it consists of is typically your child gets a diagnosis of gender dysphoria, then they will be put on pubertal suppressants for 12 to 24 months. Then they will after that time, they'll decide if they want to go on HRT. And if they do, they'll go on HRT. And for some people, that's where it stops because they don't need anything else. Some people, when they get older, will want top surgery. Some will want bottom surgery. Depends on the person. It's individualized care.
Here's where I disagree heavily, right? Now, what if the parents, like, I don't know about this. Like, okay, little Jerry, you've been around your trans uncle a lot, and I get it. You love him, and he's great. She's great. But I don't think, right now it's the time to make a decision on that.
Well, that would be.
I don't like that. So, but then the city's like, all right, we're going to take your kid.
So,
how do you feel about that?
Okay, so two things. One, in the U.S., it is illegal for children to get medical care without their parents' consent. So just like right off the bat, like whether you agree with it or don't, no kid is going through the process without the consent of their parents. Now, can there be a case made for neglect if parents don't provide children with this care and like a child's like highly suicidal or like self-harm or things like that? maybe
Yeah, same.
it would be one of the toughest cases you ever try to prove in court. So I doubt there would never be. It's never going to happen legally because if all
Happened
else is different,
already.
right? Like no, it doesn't. You're not. There's a zero cases of the state taking a
No,
child away
there was a,
simply because. Hold on, there are zero cases in this country where the state has taken a child away simply because the parent does not want to provide gender affirming care. It's never happened.
yeah, I'm not going to say you're wrong about that, but what I say is there was a case where the child did not get taken, but the father had to go through a lot of legal rigmarole because
If you're talking about the Canada case,
No,
that father
this
didn't
comes
have
from
custody of his.
California.
Well, there's an issue out of Canada that got really big. This dad didn't have custody of his child. The mother had sole custody, right? Or it might have been shared custody, but still, the mother had custody and still is medical proxy for the child. The father didn't want the child to get this care, but the mother did, and the child did, and the child's doctors did, and all these other people did. And so the child got the care, and the dad started doxing the child's medical information. Like started publishing medical, which is not legal because they were in the middle of the court case, and the judge said, you cannot share any sensitive medical information about your child online. And the dad did. And so because he broke and violated the court order, he went to jail. Because and now to me, I think the worst parent in this situation is the one who doxes their daughter's private medical information because he's pissed because he can't handle the fact that his kid is trans.
Their daughter who used to be a son, right?
As far as I'm aware, it was a trans girl, to my knowledge.
I'm so ignorant, dude. I don't even know what a trans girl is. Is that like a boy that became a girl? Or is that like a girl? It's like, I'm still a girl, but I identify as a dude.
A trans girl would be a girl whose gender identity does not match her assigned sex at birth. So that would be...
How did they assign her a sex at birth?
Well, you're assigned sex at birth when your doctors look at your genitals.
Oh, not when they do the paternal test. And they search for, genetic signifiers, as in the lacking of a X or a Y chromosome.
No. Typically, not every kid, not every child receives that, right? Not every parent opts to do that.
Yeah, that's cool, but that's general medical practice, right? Isn't that there's a name for that test? It's a PTI something.
No,
like that?
So the way you would know your sex chromosomes is by karyotyping, right? We would do karyotyping. Most people aren't karyotyped at birth.
I'm just an ignorant Negro, so I'm gonna need you to explain it to me.
John, how old are you actually?
I'm 28.
What year were you born?
I was born in man, it's been a long time ago, but why is that? Are you gonna dox me?
No, because I don't think you're 28.
What's wrong with me being who I am? And I thought I've been.
What year were you born, John?
Kind. Why do I have to tell you what year I was born?
Because I have a rule about how old you have to be to call into the show. What year were you born?
Okay, all right. I lied. I'm 25. I was born in 2000, not 28. But I like to identify as 28 because it's a little sexier number. Is there any crime in that? Is there a crime? Did I commit a crime?
Okay.
Hello? The guy didn't even.
John.
The other guy didn't even identify himself to you.
John. If that is your real name.
It's not. But you told me I didn't have to use it.
That's
but my
fine,
age is
John.
real. I gave you my real age.
I don't. What month were you born?
December. Okay, that's it. I'm not lying.
Mm-hmm. Based on the conversation we've had, okay, for this whole time, are you now for gender affirming care? Or are you still against it?
Well, like I said, there's nuances, aren't there? And
what would the nuance be?
That's the biggest thing I think both sides will never admit to, right? Because we want to participate in this tribal nature we all naturally have. We want to fit with the group and seem better than the other group.
John, what would the nuance be, though? John, what's the nuance?
The nuance would be that everybody's different, right? There's different applications to it. You brought up something that was so valuable that I didn't even know about. That there's potential risks to having puberty too early, and that they've been treating for years, which falls under gender affirming care. I
So
didn't
then
know
what's
that.
the, so
'Cause
I'm
I'm
confused.
ignorant.
So what is the nuance then, John?
That's a nuance, right? Because I just thought,
No.
look, when I hear gender affirming care, this is what I think of.
John,
I
John,
think
wait,
of
John,
a
John,
kid
John,
saying
John,
that,
John. Tell me if you
okay.
agree or disagree with this. Tell me if you agree or disagree with this.
Okay.
Human beings
Alright.
should drink water,
I agree.
but there's
'Cause we need
nuance.
it, don't
But what
we?
about the nuance?
There's no nuance, bro. You get dehydrated, you
There's
die.
no nuance. John, what'll happen if I drink
No.
5 gallons of water in one sitting? Will I die?
That's a nuance, ain't it?
Okay.
You got me, Jovan.
So then, John,
you're good.
do you agree with gender affirming care for minors?
For minors, bro, can you just take off the minor part? Can you
No,
take
I
off the
cannot.
minor?
No, because that's a population that needs this care that's consistently denied it. So no, I can't
Okay,
take
well,
it off.
let's say I agree. Will you talk to me about pro-choice and why you're pro-choice up to 9 months? Can we get
Okay,
some?
so you
can we get some
concede
discourse
on
that
the you
afterwards?
concede on the gender affirming care topic. You want to move to pro-choice now?
You have made me concede. This is a victory in your book, good sir.
Okay. What's your?
Oh,
We'll move to pro-choice.
to make matters even better in your playing field, I was a MAGA supporter too. I was. So hey, you're doing God's work, man.
Okay. What did you want to talk about abortion?
Why you sound like you're having fun with this call? All right, what I want to know is
Fun is a strong
why
word.
are you pro-choice up to 9 months?
Because I think at
Oof.
any point someone should be able to remove anybody else from their body if they don't want them in their body, because I care about consent.
But what about the little person's consent? The little
What ab-
precious little baby.
What about the fetus's consent?
The baby's consent. Fetus means baby in Latin. Little baby.
No, it means offspring.
Okay. But what about the baby, dude?
Wait, can you admit fetus doesn't mean baby? It means offspring.
It means baby. What's
No,
the
it
human
mean- no,
offspring?
it
A
mean-
baby.
No, it means it doesn't
Okay,
mean fetus
alright,
isn't just
I'll-
for humans, John. Fetus isn't just
I'll cease
any
to squibble
species-
with you, Giovanni boy.
any species
You're
that
right.
has an offspring would have a fetus.
You got me there. But so why do you I mean, do you value human fetuses over squirrel fetuses? Do you put any fetus on a ring?
I don't value
think they're all
any.
just
I don't
like-
value any fetus. That's
You
not
don't
sentient.
value fetuses?
No, hold on.
Savannah.
I don't value any fetus that is not sentient. No.
What? What makes
Correct.
them not sentient, Savannah?
The fact that most fetuses haven't met the necessary markers for brain development to develop sentience.
So who decides these markers? What's a marker? What even is a fucking marker?
What's a
What?
marker? Something you draw with.
Yeah, who's the marker? Who's the Marxist? Who's marking
Who's
it?
the-
What's the
John,
marker,
I was
mean,
chill
Javon?
with the troll, but now it's getting boring.
I'm not trolling, bro. I just want to know what's the marker like. What is
Yeah.
the marker of sentience in a baby, in a
Mhm.
fetus?
You're definitely not trolling. No, for sure. For sure. You don't know what the sentient markers
what's the
are?
marker? Yeah, what are the sentient markers in a fetus?
There are a few markers that we would use to determine sentience. It would be the mass of neurons in your body. So typically it's going to be it's going to be like you have to have, I'm trying to remember. It's like neurons to like God, I can't remember the exact number, but it's like times
It's
like
okay,
times
man.
9.
You're human.
But
You
it's
don't gotta
going to be the
remember
mass of
perfectly.
neurons that your brain has. It's going to be the complexity of those neurons. So like what stage of maturity those neurons have reached. It's going to be having brain waves that are conducive to like positive outcomes. So we just know what like good brain waves are because we can like look at brain waves in like a person who's brain dead versus brain waves in a person who's not. We kind of know what your brain wave should look like when you're like experiencing sentience. And it's going to be about having like your sense organs linked up to your brain. So typically all of this takes place at about 24 weeks in utero.
Oh, what are some of the first things to develop on a child in the womb?
I don't really know or care.
I think it's the spinal cord, the spinal column
I
that
don't
connects
know
the brain to the rest of the body.
I don't know what that would have to do with what I just said.
But you said something that connects the
Your
you know,
brain connecting
what
to
you're
your
gonna think
sense organs.
yeah, which is your nervous system.
Well, your
Right?
sense organs would link up to your brain when your
Well-
nociceptors form, and your nociceptors are going to form and connect around 24 weeks.
Your nose receptors? Is that what you said?
Nociceptors. Yeah.
No or nose? Which one?
Oh my
I can't. I don't fucking know. Which one.
John, you were voted into the shadow room, friend. So
Shadow room.
yeah,
Well,
you're in the shadow room now. Sorry, but also not sorry. Shout out to Gamer Geek said, "Boot this loser, please." You got it. What the fuck? That was a very interesting one. I'm naming that one the most debate of all time. Okay, that's what we'll go through the super chats at the end of stream, but I'm saving them all, so we'll go through the super chats at the end. What fun. Yeah. What fun. It's definitely been a day. Let's take our next call. It's the last call in the queue. So if you want to call 219-327-8005, if you are interested in having the debate, maybe somebody who actually wants to debate. Coming up on the stream is Adam. Adam wants to talk about gender affirming care for minors. Adam, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and your pronouns.
My age is 46. My name is Adam, and I'm a straight male.
Okay, well, I didn't ask what your... Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, since I'm on the other side of the debate, to be fair, I don't agree with the pronoun concept, so I would be a him, but I don't
agree with the concept of pronouns?
Yeah, I don't agree with the concept that I'm mandated to use the pronouns or announce pronouns. It just seems unnecessary, but that's not why I'm calling.
But just really quick, you're not mandated to do anything in your private life. But as a rule of my stream, if you wanted to have the conversation, then you're mandated because it's one of the rules of the stream.
Okay, that's fair. It's your stream. That's fine. And so I'm a he, him, I guess.
Got it. Now, Adam, I believe that minors should be able to access gender-affirming care. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
I do disagree, and my question is to answer, and the reason I think it's wrong is the simple concept of who begins the conversation at what age, and when is it permissible in your mind to ask a child how they feel about their sexuality to begin that gender from for instance,
why are we
in California,
talking about
the teachers because the idea of gender dysphoria is to line up, right, your physical gender with your mental view of yourself, right? And there is a sexuality component to it.
Nope, there's not.
In your mind, there's no component.
Well, not in my mind.
There's no way to tie
in like the factual reality.
How do you know then? How do you know then that a child may, let's say, a physical female that has not had your transgender or whatever the process begin, is physically dysphoria? Like, who's to start that conversation in your mind, and how is it supposed to go without addressing
the conversation
attraction?
about gender dysphoria should always come from the child.
Okay. So then why did it, where, like, for instance, California, what happened with the Supreme Court, where the teachers were getting involved and they were actually separating the information and hiding it from the parents. Is that okay?
Yeah, because if a child asks you not to tell their parents, if the child's not ready to come out to their parents, I don't think it's our place to come out for them. Just like if they were
Come
gay
out as what?
as trans.
Okay. So you think,
Well,
so
why would it
when
be
you
my
ask
place
the
to tell
child
their
if they're
parents that?
trans, like, what's the conversation? How do you know
Well, I wouldn't
in your
ask a
mind that
child
you're
if
not
they're
vi-
trans. I wouldn't ask a
So
child
then
if they're
how does the
trans.
child get to that point if they don't know what trans is?
Okay, so what would happen is your child would kind of give you clues based on just context. So, for example,
Mhm.
if I had a child who was like, if I had a daughter and every day for a week, every time I called her she or her or a daughter or a girl, she was like, Dad, I really don't like that. I don't like when you do that. They don't say anything else, just I don't like when you call me a girl. Okay, well, that would clue me in that there might be something going on here. There might not be, but there might be something. So I might ask a probing question. Oh, is there something you prefer to be called? And if they're like, nah, I don't really care, it's just girl feels weird, I'd be like, okay, I'd probably leave it there. But if they said, yeah, I really like when I'm called a boy, I'd be like, okay, well, now I haven't done anything except ask a probing question, which was open-ended, and the child's given me a response. Now I might think there's onto something. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like me to do to make you comfortable? Well, yeah, I don't like wearing dresses. Okay, you don't have to wear a dress. Wear pants if you want. This is how the conversation would start. And as they get older, if I'm finding that because of this stress, they might be suffering in other ways, maybe, hey, it might be time you talk to somebody, right? And let's see what's at the which is what the process for gender dysphoric diagnoses are. You have to go through 6 months of therapy as a child. And in that 6 months, you have to show insistence, and persistence on your gender identity. So you have to be insistent on it, consistent on it, and persistent on it. And if they are, the therapist may say, okay, well, you just need social transitioning. So, hey, just, they just want to dress in the way they want to cut their hair short, and that's all they need. But it may come that the child needs more than that. And if the child needs more than that, the therapist or doctor may recommend, hey, based on my conversations with your child, I think maybe they need to possibly consider pubertal suppressants. Okay, well, then let's talk to my child about that. If they say, yeah, that's something I want to try, we try it out for the appropriate period, which is about 12 to 24 months. And if in that time they decide, yeah, this isn't really for me, then we stop the treatment. And if they go, yeah, I really think I need HRT, I'm still struggling, I need to go to the next step. Okay, then we go to the next step. And now we try HRT and see if that helps alleviate the dysphoria. Everything should be led by the child, and then it should be led by doctors and therapists and counselors.
See, this is where we disagree. The child is a child for that reason. They have not developed yet. They are incapable of making these lifelong decisions, and I think that interrupting the natural process of growth, and hormone development with HRT actually is a disservice to the child.
What's the disservice?
Natural growth, permanent lifelong alterations in a physical manner that they can't. You could try to reverse it,
they're
but it
happy
doesn't
with
reverse.
those. There are some, when you're on HRT, some possibilities of long-term side effects, but most people are happy with these.
Oh, I know. Bone density loss, all kinds of hormonal and mental problems. It's pervasive.
Well, no, there's been no evidence of mental problems from HRT. But people, again, are happy with the outcome. So, yeah, some people might regret, but the regret rate is 3%. So, like, I'm going to punish 97% of people because 3% of people regret the decision?
Suicidal thoughts for the 40% that have regrets. I mean, that's a bad thing, man.
There's not 40% of people that regret. Regret rate sits at 3%.
No, suicide amongst the regret rate is 42%.
I am going to call that into question. Do you have a source on that?
I'm on the phone. I don't have a source to send you, but I could find one later if we did this again. But the point still dials back to your idea of gender and sexuality being separate.
Adam, hold on. Because this has nothing to do with whether it's separate, right? Because right now we're just talking about a level of care for people that display diagnosable gender dysphoria. Has nothing to do with what our beliefs are on trans people. And all that we're focused on right now is the treatment for a diagnosable condition. And that would be gender
Okay,
dysphoria.
so your treatment, so you want to narrow this all the way down to just what is a mental disorder?
Well, I wouldn't label it a mental disorder because the only reason it's
It
even
is.
in the
It's
DSM.
gender dysphoria is a DSM mental
Yes, but
disorder.
if you look at the American Psychological Association, the one that writes the DSM-5, and you ask, and they look at why they put it in the DSM-5, it's not because they actually really consider it a disorder. It's so that people can get treatment. It's because you need a diagnosis code, so they put it in there so that you can access a diagnosis code, so you can access treatment. That's like their stated
so it's
reason.
not. It's a disorder just for funding, is what you're saying.
Not for funding.
It's not a
so
disorder.
that you can receive treatment for it. It's a condition.
Treatment is
and I would call it a
essentially for funding.
condition. It's definitely a condition because it's just the immense stress. And if you want to say that like an immense amount of stress is a mental disorder, well, I probably have a mental disorder half of the time I'm on this call then, right? Because that's just, not on this call specifically, but on calls, right? It's dysphoria is literally just stress. And gender dysphoria is just a increased level of stress.
So you're saying that because there's an increased level of stress, you see it as not a disorder, just an increased level of stress that you would justify it as being normal. Okay, I'll give you that. It's okay then to alter the physical nature of a being before they even finish developing.
I mean, I think it's okay to alter the physical nature of beings for a litany of reasons, yeah. But when I'm looking at like the treatment plan, I'm going to look at the treatment plan that has the best outcomes, and that for all intents and purposes appears to be gender affirming care when we look at overall well-being, when we look at mental health benefits, when we look at physical
view
benefits.
Of it. My view of it would be completely different, that the gender affirming care doesn't necessarily have to change the physical gender or have hormonal therapy. I mean, there's plenty of things that people have stress for in life that you don't, you don't have to change as much as you have to explain to them to accept their physical body as they are.
But there's treatment, right? You wouldn't say somebody with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, shouldn't be able to access treatment for that PTSD. And whatever is the best treatment for it, right? Whatever is the most effective treatment that is the most like the most ethical, effective treatment. And gender dysphoria is our most ethical, effective treatment. When we look at the actual studies on the benefits of gender dysphoria, we see upwards of a 70% drop in suicidal ideations. We see marketed improvements in mental health areas. We see improvements in physical health areas. Like we have the research and it shows nothing but positives. Even in the largest meta-analyses that we have show nothing but positive results, and some like mixed or like cancel out results. But we got almost nothing that show negative results when it comes to what the treatment is meant to do, which is treat the dysphoria, which is treat the thing that leads you to have mental health comorbidities like depression, anxiety, like social or behavioral disorders. It's treating those things. So unless you can provide me a treatment that is going to have better outcomes, I'm going to stick with the treatment that's doing good.
Let's do the analogy to the PTSD. I have PTSD, right? I'm afraid of, I don't know, it doesn't matter what it is. It's being raped in prison, okay? So to make the analogy, you would say that, well, let me change your hormone. You're not. Let me change everything about you so that you can be okay with your PTSD. Instead of saying, well, maybe your PTSD is invalid. Maybe you're not going to get raped in prison. Let's have some therapy. Let's not change your composition. Let's just try and grow you. So we're skipping that whole process of growing them.
But hold on.
And trying to address the problem by...
Wait. You're missing a lot of key points here. One, I'm just talking about what the best treatment path is. So if we found out
in your mind
that not in my mind, based on the research, right? Based on actual academic research. So if based on the research, we found out that the best treatment, the most safe and ethical treatment that leads to the most positive outcomes for PTSD, right, was some form of change, right? Like some form of biological change to your body, well, I would say that's the treatment we should go with, right? Because it's obviously like within consent ranges. Like, so I don't think somebody should be forced to go through it. But like the best treatments for PTSD are going to be like cognitive behavioral therapy, or I think it's cognitive processing therapy. It's going to be medication.
Yeah, I'm
it's going to be
familiar.
like prolonged exposure therapy. Those are what the best treatment paths for PTSD are. So we go with the best treatment based on the data that we have. And based on the data that we have for gender affirming care, the best treatment path is, for those who need it, medical transitioning, whether that be through pubertal suppressants, hormone replacement therapy, or whatever they need. That seems to be the best method of treatment. So I propose we do.
I mean,
You can keep saying to
and
me,
to you and your whatever sources
but
you're claiming, but
you can keep saying to me, but there are no sources, none. There's no long-term studies. There's nothing that shows that gender affirming care for the whole leads to a net negative outcome. There's nothing that shows it. Nothing. I've looked. I literally have a Google scholarship alert. So every new study in the country that's published on gender affirming care pops up on my phone and I'm able to read it. I'm reading like 3 or 4 studies a day. Most of them don't matter because it's on things that like aren't related.
Can we return to my original question though, which
what was
is
the original question?
In your mind, there is no difference. There is no sexual component to gender identity at all, or gender
Correct, that's why
dysphoria. There's no sexuality.
Yes, that's why it's called gender dysphoria, not like sexuality dysphoria. Because we're looking at your gender and your gender identity, not like who you want to fuck. You know?
Okay, so with that in mind, what is the actual outcome of the gender affirming care when you change the physical gender? Which, I mean, it still doesn't change. Your chromosomes stay the same. But when you change the hormone levels, when you change everything else in their physical composition, is there no point as a child where sexuality is considered? Because it should be.
Because there are plenty of trans kids who are asexual. They have no sexual attraction to anybody. There's trans kids who are straight. There's trans kids who are gay. There might be some trans kids that are pansexual, bisexual. It doesn't matter because none of that's taken into account.
And why not? It's part of the natural development, and it's part of what's being interrupted with hormone replacement therapy.
No. You're okay. When we talk about sexuality, like who you're attracted to, when we look at like pubertal suppressants, that would like squash your libido. So you wouldn't be like wanting to fuck, right? And we know that like at puberty, like kids' hormones go crazy, their libido start going crazy. So it would squash your libido, but who you're attracted to doesn't change. I was attracted to girls in kindergarten. I was 5 years old and fell in love with a little girl in my kindergarten class.
Yeah,
even if you cut my libido out, I would still be attracted to women, right? It wouldn't, even if I wasn't in the mood to have sex, I would still be attracted to like the woman figure. You know what I mean? So gender affirming care doesn't touch on
how
the
suppressing
sexuality.
the libido in a child could ruin something in their growth.
What would it ruin in their growth if we suppress their libido for like a year?
It doesn't matter. You're changing their year, 2 years. You're changing their personality with hormones, suppressing their natural growth, and altering their identity.
Their personalities don't change. And in fact,
you're saying that your libido, your sexuality, your natural growth has nothing to do with your personality.
No.
So
I mean, maybe if you're
those
weird
questions as a child, figuring it out, growing up normally, knowing, having to ask your parents about, hey, you know, I think this girl is nice. I like her. None of that it being suppressed or changed is damaging at all.
Adam, do you have any evidence, academic or otherwise, to show that what you're saying is
I understand the Alinsky argument of belittling my point by asking for proof. I get that.
Wait. Stop. Adam, you gotta stop. Adam, you gotta stop. You are making a medical claim. Okay? You're saying medically. Nope, stop. You're going to listen now. You're saying medically, if this care is provided, it will lead to these medical outcomes. So yes, if you're going to make a claim like that, I need evidence towards that. Like if you were to say, if your claim was, I like pizza, I don't need you to provide evidence for I like pizza, right? But if your claim is medical things lead to outcomes, then yes, because without evidence, all you're doing is you're saying you're formulating a conclusion.
You gave
based
me
on
the
nothing.
evidence I'm discussing about. You literally said that it suppresses your libido.
But
you're the one who provided
but I
that
asked you
information
to
that I'm
link
talking
me-
to you about.
No, I said, can you link
And
me
my
to
question
how
was,
that's bad?
My question was, you don't think that suppressing even just that one part, suppressing a libido, interrupts the natural growth of a child?
No.
And you said no. Show me proof.
No.
Okay, but you're the one who gave me the concept. Okay, and you are not disputing that suppressing libido, or that you even gave me the idea that you were attracted to females at 5. So interrupting that whole process of development and trying to divorce the idea of sexuality from gender-affirming care is ignoring what you just gave me as proof.
Adam, that's not proof that there's harm. You are now extrapolating harm out of that, and for no reason whatsoever.
I view harm, and my question to you was,
yes, I know you view harm.
Why don't you view that as
because
harm?
there's no evidence of harm. If these
okay,
people,
so then we'll just call it altering the natural process of growth.
Whoopee, we do that. We do
without
that with a lot
calling
of
it
things.
harm.
We do that with a lot of things. That doesn't bother me. I don't.
Doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it wrong.
Especially to do as a child when they
it
don't.
Doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it is. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it right. Just is. Like.
Yeah, but it's one of the things I'm saying that it shouldn't be, especially for children. I mean, it just seems unnatural and damaging. Yeah. Maybe there's certain select cases in the 0.1% of the population where it's valid. Like all things, there's
you
an
mean in the
exception to
97% where it's valid? 97% of people have positive outcomes. So why would I? Say,
yes, but what's the percentage of people that actually have gender dysphoria?
Like in the groups of people that get gender affirming care?
No, out of the country, what is the percentage of gender dysphoria? Like 0.01%.
It's higher than that, but it's fairly low. But like, what does that matter? We're talking about that population group.
That for that 0.01% who may have the genetic disorders or the body dysphoria, the gender dysphoria you're talking about, it could be the exception to the rule. Is what I'm saying. That 0.00 whatever it is, 1%. Let's call it 1%. That percentage could be the exception to the standard rule, and life has those. But in the 98 or 99% of people, it could be just suppressing natural growth.
Except
it's dangerous.
Wait, Adam, you have to admit this is nonsense here. We don't treat people for illnesses based on what the general population has. I wouldn't treat somebody I wouldn't say because most people don't have cancer and they'll be okay without chemotherapy, so we shouldn't do chemotherapy. That would be silly. You recognize that would be silly. So I don't care about the general
discussion. You're talking about it.
I'm looking at treatments for gender dysphoria. I'm only going to look at the outcomes within the population who have gender dysphoria.
And my point still remains that changing changing gender or gender dysphoria or approaching that at a prepubescent level interrupts the natural process and could have plenty of other processes, or could be left to an older age without forcing a child to make a decision on their biology before they're an adult. It just seems like a horror to me.
Adam, I just want to know.
I have multiple children.
Adam, if you have a child that has severe gender dysphoria and your child has suicide ideations, they're self-harming, so they might be cutting themselves, they might be harming themselves physically because of this dysphoria. What are you going to do? What is your treatment plan?
That was such an open-ended question. Lord knows how all that would work out. I mean, that's one of those things. You give me an impossible
Here,
scenario.
let me ask you.
Who
Let me
knows?
ask you a
It's in the
close-ended
moment.
question. Let me ask you a close-ended question. Would you offer them gender-affirming care?
I would offer them the non-physical care. I would offer them the therapy. I would offer them
And
love.
if that
I
doesn't
would offer
work,
them counseling.
and if that in like
but
for the hundreds
You
of
have to
thousands of
try
people that
before
doesn't work.
changing them.
Okay, but
You
this is
have
what
to
I'm
try
talking about.
before
Adam,
changing them physically as a
This is what
kid.
I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You don't know the process. You don't know the process of gender affirming care. They have 6
No,
months
I understand you said the process
of
is they have
therapy.
6 months. I hear
They have
that.
6 months of therapy before they undergo any sort of medical transition. And then they're typically on pubertal suppressants for 12 to 24 months so they can decide if
Which is
HRT is next for them.
which is crazy. They haven't even finished their puberty. You're suppressing a process.
Of course.
You never know.
Well, you would,
Just a
if they
straight
finish their
hormonal
puberty,
imbalance.
Adam, there's nothing to suppress. There would be nothing to suppress if they finish their puberty. You can't suppress
Right, and
something that's
perhaps
finished.
the hormonal imbalance just from puberty is what's causing the trauma.
Except
and
there
when
is
that
zero
finishes,
evidence that puberty
won't-
hormone. Wait, Adam, there's zero evidence, zero academic evidence anywhere that shows that puberty leads to gender dysphoria and the hormonal imbalance from puberty leads to gender dysphoria. That doesn't exist. There's no evidence for this.
Suicidal ideation is a natural process as a kid. You go through it, you grow.
Huh?
Gender questions
So
is a natural
so
process.
your kid,
95%
is,
95%
hold
of
on,
people.
Adam, come on. So your kid is self-harming. Your kid is cutting themselves. They are telling you, I want to die. And your response is suicide's a natural process. You'll grow out of it.
No, that's not what I tell a kid. Why are you placing
But
these
that's
horrible
what you
thoughts in
want
my
them to
mind?
go through. But that's what you want them to go through. You want them to just suck it up.
To an extent, you have to try. Yeah, you just don't change therapy. It's a horrible thing to start suppressing
Insane,
hormones
bro. Well,
before they're done. Even the conversation being divorced from sexuality is disingenuous.
It's not. But Adam, you've been voted off the island, so it's time for me to move on. Fucking A, bro. Suck it up, guys. Just suck it up. Just suck it up. You won't die. Deal with it. That's how we get dead kids. Shout out to Liquidy Shit for wanting to move on. Just suck it up, Adam. I know that's what I say to the kids. I say, suck it up, homeboy. Just rub some dirt in it, okay? Just rub some dirt in it. I don't understand this, dude. I don't understand making a conclusion based on nothing. Why can't we make our conclusions based on the evidence? Soloing your verse. Also, thank you for the super chat to move on. We got one more caller. I am going to close the lines. So this is going to be our last caller. I know today was a bit shorter of a day. Well, that's just sort of the trap we ran into. I'm going to move on to the next caller. Coming up next, we have Charlie. Charlie wants to debate about trans men and women being men and women. Charlie, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Name is Charlie. I will not give pronouns. 28.
Okay, see you, Charlie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the rule. Or was it name, age, and pronouns? So if you don't want to give them, bye. Have fun. Enjoy the Shadow Realm. I remember I went into Burger King the other day completely naked. And they were like, you have to wear clothes to be in here. And I was like, well, I will not be doing that. So they kicked me out. Who could have guessed that would happen? Like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. It's in the rules. Look at the description of the live. It's literally in the rules. Rules. Give name, age, pronouns at start. Dems the rules, bro. Let's read our super chats. Who's ready to say hello to Godvon?
Hey, Godvon here, ready to read our super chats. If you have not sent in a super chat to read in the God voice, you better get it in now. Godvon is here and ready to go. So let's get ready for the super chat. First super chat from Charlie Apples. Charlie Apples said, "Gay farmers for Jovan 2028. Thank you for the super chat, Charlie. Liquidy Shit said, "My Dow is so hard right now." Fuck this shit, mine too, yo. Agents Biscuitonic said, "Also keep in mind that right before declaring war, we decommissioned half our minesweepers for new ones that haven't been tested. It's so dumb." Thank you for the super chat. From Spooky Metalhead, with so much respect and no pressure, I'm just curious how long it takes typically to know if you plan to take on a mutual aid request. Thanks either way, and appreciate all you do. We try to hit everyone that's sent in a Discord, like, within a day of them being sent, as long as there's not a queue. We're gonna get better at that, so I apologize. From Hysteria, morning therapy with Jovan is a must. I agree. Vehemently. Next up is from Chase Firth. Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. Look it up. Opie. From Liquidy Shit. Opie is the dumbest Mensa motherfucker I have ever seen in my life. OMG. From John O. Ratcliffe 134 on the Stanford Benet. Google that. Nah. From Chest Positivity. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you for everything you do for the trans community, Javon. Educating the community on how to fight bigotry is extremely important, and you are appreciated more than you'll ever know. Take care. Well, thank you, Just Positivity. God thanks you. I am God, and I thank you. Liquid Shit said, "Well, we are all now dumber for having heard John speak this day." Gamer Geek, boot this loser, please. CMDR plays 5403. Sorry I was late. I was getting bullied on Dead by Daylight. I don't play Dead by Daylight. Liquid Shit said, "Adam, you are the weakest link. Goodbye." Lamb said, "Cancer is a natural process of growth." Good point. Solo Universe said, "Drop him," and Gnarly5160 said, "Sucking it up is exactly what leads to the suicide rates." I agree. Oh, Yemye! Yemye said in Super Chat and said, "I just want to say, fuck the YouTube haters! Fuck the YouTube haters!" Yemye. Thank you for the Super Chat. That's all
our super chats for today. Hey guys, before we close out stream today, I just want to say thank you for your continued support on the channel. I just want to say thank you for always being here and watching the stream. I just want to say thank you for hanging out. I just want to say thank you for... Oh, wait, we got one more super chat. Let me read it real quick.
Joe MF2KF said, "Why are so many people against something they need to be educated on?" Because people like me, stupid.
But yeah, thank you guys for the stream. Thank you for the birthday support the other day. My birthday wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, hold on. We got another one. I want to read this one because I think it's funny.
Ashley Lust said, "Does everyone have their sacrifices ready for our Lord Godvon?" Godvon, is here to love you. I put in the request through your link tree, not Discord. You need to hop on a Discord. Thanks. I would always also just put one in Discord if you have the ability. It just helps us get to them quicker. Okay.
That's gonna be the end of stream. I will be on later. I don't know when. Sunday, you're gonna have me basically all day, starting at 2. I don't know when I'll be on tomorrow, but I'll probably be on at some point. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for loving. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me. I will see you guys later. Good. Oh, sorry to Andrew Wilson. We didn't have time to get to you today because you couldn't open that pickle jar. Please try to open that pickle jar next time, and we might have a chance to get to you by the end of stream.